Hello friends, in the series on income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important case in which there was a issue that whether the assessee is entitled to exemption under section 10 subsection 10C up to an amount of rupees 5 lakh, or whether the assessee is entitled to exemption under section 10 subsection 10B for the ex gratia compensation under BSNL Voluntary Retirement Scheme 2019. The issue has been decided by Pune ITAT SMC bench in the case of Sameer Yadav Sharma versus Income Tax Officer, and this case is reported in 186 taxman.com 805 and the date of the judgment is 20th May 2026. In the present case, the assessee was an employee of BSNL who has received ex gratia compensation under BSNL Voluntary Retirement Scheme 2019. The assessee claimed exemption under section 10 subsection 10C up to rupees 5 lakh. Whatever the amount was received, on that amount the TDS was already deducted, but when the return was filed, it was processed, the assessee came to know that the full amount which has been received by the assessee as compensation under the BSNL Voluntary Retirement Scheme 2019 is exempt as per various judgments of various tribunals. So the assessee filed appeal under section the assessee filed appeal against the intimation under section 143 subsection 1 clause A for claiming the exemption under section 10 subsection 10B in spite of section 10 subsection 10C. In these type of appeals, generally the CIT appeals took the view that the assessee cannot make a new claim or cannot change the claim without filing the revised return, but it is a settled law that the appellate authorities do have every right to admit a new claim of the assessee or to alter the claim of the assessee. But the CIT appeal did not entertain the appeal of the assessee. So when the matter was before the tribunal said that the assessee, even without filing the revised return of income, can claim a new claim before the CIT appeal or the tribunal. Since in the present case, the assessee has made a different claim or a new claim before the CIT appeal, so the CIT appeal should have entertained the appeal of the assessee. And the tribunal said that in the present case, since the retrenchment of the employees was on behalf of the company and it was not a voluntary retirement scheme, and the tribunal was of the very considered view that the substance of the scheme should be considered and not the form of the scheme, since in the present case the main purpose of retiring the employees was to reduce the workforce of the BSNL company. So in that case, whatever the amount has been received by the assessee is very much entitled to exemption under section 10 subsection 10B, and the tribunal allowed the appeal of the assessee. Friends, this case has a very wider impact on the various employees of the BSNL company, because they have paid the taxes which were much more than what is to be paid, because they claimed the exemption under section 10C up to an amount of rupees 5 lakh, while they were fully entitled to get the exemption under section 10 subsection 10B. So ultimately this was the much desired relief which has been given by Pune ITAT. In this case, in some other cases also, the tribunal has given the relief. Other tribunals are also giving the same relief. Even the Madras High Court has given the relief. The Chandigarh ITAT has given the relief. So this case is very important, and all those assessees who have paid the tax much more which was required to be paid, now they have still option to file the appeal before the CIT appeal. It may happen that the CIT appeal may not entertain their appeal on the ground of condonation or something like that, because the appeal of the time has already expired, but ultimately they have a very fair chances of getting their win in the tribunals. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Sameer Yadav Sharma versus Income Tax Officer, and this case is reported in 186 taxman.com 805, and the date of the judgment is 20th May 2026, and the matter has been decided by Pune ITIT SMC bench. Thank you, friends.